Hi there. Most Christian ladies don't feel like virtuous women, if you would believe that. Because the list that the virtuous woman did was so long. She was a good wife. She was a good mother. She was an entrepreneur. She had employees. She worked. She was busy. She was sewing up coats and warm blankets. I mean, this lady, she was like Wonder Woman. And sometimes we don't feel like Wonder Woman. Or sometimes we just don't feel like we're enough. And I think that the Bible asks this very interesting question. It says, virtuous woman, who shall find her? And it's funny that it's a question, it's not a statement, because a virtuous woman is not born, but she is made. And I'm going to be making short little videos, and in each video I will be talking about a different virtuous woman, things that we can mimic from women right out of the Bible. And the first lady that I want to talk about is Hannah. And I want to talk about Hannah because, like Hannah, most of us have had to confront something super hard. Most of us had to confront something not going our way. Most of us have had our heart broken. We've had to live with disillusion. We've had to, live with, it's not fair. Why not me? What's wrong with me? Why can't I have that? And that's where Hannah was. Hannah was in a place of sadness and just plain desperation, just because she couldn't have her way. And many of you have children and maybe can't really relate to Hannah, but you know what it's like not to get the job you've always wanted. You know what it's like not to get into the school you wanted to get into, or have the possibility to go to college. I mean, you've known something. And Hannah had something very interesting that a lot of us also have. She had an enemy. And I should have looked to check the name in English because I preach in Spanish. But she had an enemy named Benina. And this lady would always cut her down and would remind her about her state and would make fun of her. And sometimes the enemy comes, or our mind comes. Really, our mind tells us, you know what, nothing's ever going to change. Everything is going to be the same. You know why you didn't get that job? Because you weren't good enough. You know why your parents didn't hug you enough? Because you weren't pretty enough. And the enemy is trying to play with our minds and trying to trick us. But we should be like Hannah. And I consider her a virtuous woman because she decided not to listen to the voice of the enemy. She decided to believe in God. Who are you believing? Are you believing in an all-powerful God? Are you believing in the God that opened the Red Sea? Are you believing in the God of favor, the God of blessing, the God of hope, the God of riches? Is that the God that you're believing? Then why are you listening to the enemy? The enemy is full of hate. The enemy is full of garbage. The enemy is full of negativity. So why are you putting your ear on that? Be like Hannah. It didn't matter that the enemy was all around her trying to tell her, nothing's going to change for you. She knew in who she had been believing. She had been believing in Jehovah. She had been believing in her healer. She had been believing in her provider. So that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Stop listening to those negative voices and just believe God for the unbelievable. Believe God for the impossible. Great things are going to happen to you, but you need to have great faith. You need to believe. People need to think you're crazy, like they thought Hannah was crazy, that she went up to the temple and her mouth was moving, but nothing was coming out. And they're like, oh, there's a drunk lady. There's a crazy lady. Well, people need to see your faith and think, man, she's crazy. She's crazy if she thinks she's going to be that prosperous. She's crazy if she thinks she's going to get this job. She doesn't have the experience. She doesn't have all this education like that other person. That other person is more prepared. Why should she get it? But you need to believe in God. You need to believe in God in the impossible. And you know what? God loves it. God loves it when we believe in him. God just loves it. If you want, and the word says, you will not please him if you don't have faith. So have faith. Be a virtuous woman and have faith. God bless you. Bye.